Hi again. I've told you I've got tongue cancer, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how I think it came about and what the treatment for it's going to be. So basically I broke a filling and the rough edge rubbed my tongue and I got an ulcer. But that ulcer just wouldn't go away, and I had it for many years, probably 4 or 5 years, because let's face it, it's an ulcer, no big deal. Didn't bother me that much. But eventually I asked my dentist to refer me on, which he did. He referred me to the maxillofacial department of my local hospital, or MaxFax as they're called. And they did a tongue biopsy, and that came out clear, which was fantastic news. I was so pleased. And what they said they thought it was that it might be an allergy. I could be allergic to anything from toothpaste to my fillings. So I changed my toothpaste, and nothing really changed. I continued with this ulcer, and the only time it would really hurt was when I woke up after sleeping, and I used to think I was doing something weird with my tongue in my sleep. But because it only hurt then, and I would go through the rest of the day with no pain, I used to forget about it. But gradually over the past 9 months or so, the skin around it's changed. It started to grow outwards so that the little round ulcer is now just a thin slit. And I asked my dentist to re-refer me to the MaxFax specialists. So I had a biopsy just before Christmas, and then they called me in on the 2nd of January and told me that the cells were now cancerous. If you don't want to see what tongue cancer looks like, then look away now and I'll tell you when to look back. But if you want to see it, I'll show you what it looks. It doesn't look massively weird. Okay, you can look now. So it's just a lump of whitish sort of tissue on my tongue. It looks a bit different perhaps because they've snipped bits out because of the biopsy. But what I'm going to have to do now is have treatment, and it's major surgery. They're going to cut the tumour out, and they're also going to dissect my neck, which means cutting from behind my ear down and round and taking up my lymph nodes. And there are a couple of reasons for doing this. One is so that they can look at them under the microscope and see if there are any tiny cancerous cells there. They're called occult metastases. So occult meaning hidden, and metastasis is when a bit of cancer moves from the primary site in the body to another part of the body. So they'll look at those cells under the microscope. Another reason for doing it, I suppose, is really if you take out the lymph nodes, then you're taking out that portal or gateway to the rest of the body should any cells move from the primary site, the tumour. And that helps to stop it spreading, basically. So that's the basic treatment. If they find occult metastases in my lymph nodes, then they'll give me radiotherapy, possibly chemotherapy. Oh, I'm so hoping that I don't have to have that. If they don't find anything, then that'll be it. But when I say that'll be it, it's still fairly major surgery, because what they're going to do is if they dig too deep, taking the tumour out, then there's a chance of leakage between my mouth and my neck. And so to stop that, they're going to have to take part of an artery and some tissue from my forearm and put that, plumb it in the base of my mouth to seal off any connection between the neck and the mouth. So that's fairly major. As well as doing that, they might need to do a tracheostomy, and that is where they would puncture a hole in my neck just below my larynx or voice box. And that's so that I can breathe through my neck instead of up through my upper respiratory tract. Because when you have oral surgery, you could really swell up and it might be quite difficult to breathe. And I have to admit, that's one of the things that I'm really, really nervous about. So that's where I'm at so far. I'll keep you informed.